one in a row. We're ready to go. Welcome, everyone, to our Tuesday night stream. We are going to do a one shot tonight because we love them and we love this system. The system is very good to us. It's very interesting and very fun to mess with. So, welcome everybody to tonight's stream. We have some familiar faces and some special familiar faces guests. Is that, did I put that in the right order? I think I put it in the right order. But you know what I mean. There's some people you haven't seen for a while, and they're always a special guest. So I'll get it right to it. We're going to give this over to Michael so we can find out what is really going on in this one shot. It's all you, sir.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Dark Forest, the epic woodland fantasy that takes you on a wild journey of animal adventure, one clearing at a time. Oh man, I'm loving the snowy background. Just bam, bam, they're popping in. And it's very suitable for tonight's game, which takes place in the cold, the frozen north. It is in this episode, this one shot is entitled An Army of Rats. We'll go ahead and meet the rats, and I'll do a real quick, and then we'll do a real quick introduction of the scenario. We'll make some relationships amongst these rodents, and then we'll get into the game. Before we do that, we gotta cite our sources, or I do at least. So this one, oh boy, my background. Anyway, a lot of inspiration. I gotta plug this. The book here inspired me, The Accidental Anarchist by Brinna Kranzler, The Diaries of Jacob Maratek, translated by Shimon and Anita Maratek Winselberg. Apologies if I mispronounced any of the names there. It's a memoir of this Polish Jewish soldier, Poland, being then part of the Russian Empire, who was conscripted to fight in the Russo-Japanese War, which kind of forms the first part of the book. And then when he gets back, he gets arrested, gets shipped off to the Siberian Gulag, busts out, goes on a crazy cross-country escape, making it home. It's a memoir, so you never know how much truth joins the how much the stories grow in the retelling. But I gotta say, it's a fascinating look at what it was like to be a Jewish resident of the Russian Empire in the time of the Tsars, and to be a soldier in the Tsar's army in this war. And how it is bad, very bad, which we will experience in this game. And as well, I got to give a content warning that there will be. I'm using animal analogs to represent different, nations and the ethnic groups in the case of the Jewish people there. But there will be some rodent anti-Semitism. I'm sure that will occur in this game, so I just want to clarify that. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and meet the players and the characters. So please tell me who you are, who your character is, and maybe how they ended up in the Winter Guard, fighting in this war at the distant fringes of the Winterborn Dominion. Let's start with Nick.
All right, starting right off the bat. I'm Nick, and today I'll be playing Rhodes Murid. Rhodes is he was a physician who sort of mostly did his practice with around the Gold Croyan peasantry in that area, but he was eventually conscripted by the Winter Guard. So he is now sort of the de facto field medic of the group. So.
Oh, you got to have a medic. So important that we got one.
Yep.
You're also joined. Oh, sorry. Cut you off there at all? Oh,
no,
all right.
It's just he's just sort of running around with his medicines and little alchemy kit that he carries around with him for emergencies if he needs to.
Oh, awesome. We are also joined by other Dark Forest recurring player joining us for this one shot. It is Marvin.
Hey, I'm Marvin, and today I'm going to be playing Theodore Molinsky, known as Teddy to close friends and family, and a descendant of the character I played in the last one shot, Thaddeus Molinsky. Forgot his name there for a bit. He is a mole that's been conscripted into the Winter Guard against his will, because for some reason they confused him with a mole rat. It's an easy mistake to make, honestly, but you notice I have fur, and a naked mole rat does not. So they didn't care at all. But Theodore's role in the Winter Guard right now, against his will, family tradition, is to scout out forward positions, make sure there aren't any traps laid for the guard or anything of their soldiers, and just try to make sure we don't blow up something or get blown up ourselves.
Ooh. Well, I'm sure both of those things won't happen. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Also joining us, special guest. He appeared in the Hounds of the Maze one shot, where he was a police Komodo dragon a few weeks ago. Super delighted to have him back. It is Dallas.
Hello. Hey, awesome to be here as always. I am Dallas, and I'm happy to be playing Oxley Zim. Oxley is a bit of a grizzled rat, dark furred, and definitely got the gray showing. Lots of scars, left ear, like, missing like a huge chunk out of it. Right side of his jaw is all like caved in slightly, teeth missing a little bit. Wicked smile out of this one. Sizable rat too, quite sizable, and definitely looks the part, and is fond of his rifle and bayonet combo, because it lets him do a lot of different tactics. So Oxley is not afraid to speak his mind. It's not always maybe in the most cunning of places, but he's definitely not also afraid to step up front when needed.
Ooh, all right. Well, very eager to see Oxley in action. And then joining us as well, he was in special guest star in I think the arc finale a few arcs ago. It is my own cousin, Austin.
Hello, I'm Austin. I am Michael's cousin. Happy to be back. Today I'm playing Alexei Vermanov. He is a corporal in the Red Army. Is a scarred veteran from a previous war. He was the son of a conscripted soldier and was conscripted himself at a young age. So he's sort of intimidating, but definitely has a heart of gold, and just wants to protect the new rats that are joining the front.
All right. Well, we've assembled quite the squad. Let me go ahead and read a quick intro, and then we'll talk about the relationships, because some of your characters do indeed know each other. Okay. It's not easy to be a rat in the Winterborn Dominion. The Squeaklings, as they are called, have their own religion and culture, and no recourse against the cruelty of an ancient, crumbling empire that has little use for them. But there is one place where it's even harder to be a rat: the Winter Guard, the Winterborn Dominion's military. Now, 4 beasts find themselves drafted and sent to the front of what should be a simple colonial conquest of the cold Crane Coast in Eastridge, now contested between the Dominion and the rising power of the Sakuran Shogunate. But it's not simple at all. Demoralized, corrupt, and weakened by decades of neglect, the Winter Guard crumbles before determined assaults of the well-equipped, determined Sakuran Imperial Army. For frontline soldiers, it's a nightmare. For rats, Despised by their officers and fellow Winter Guard conscripts, it's even worse. To survive in an army of rats, they'll need nothing short of a miracle. Oh, and I would be remiss in saying that it is actually the first night of Hanukkah, so I don't know. well, I gotta put that one out there. Okay, but let's go ahead and talk about the relationships, because a lot of your characters might know each other. Maybe like you were in training or something happened, but let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and start with Austin, and kind of go in the opposite way that we did the introductions. So Austin, you were using the Raider playbook, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me bring that up here real quick. So every character has two relationships, connections.
Mm-hmm.
So let me check out the Raider real quick here. It should be on your character sheet. I can read it for you as well.
I have it open.
Okay, so what is the first one there? I'm looking for the Raider right now.
It says the Protector. Protectors is the first time I saw playing. They piqued my curiosity. I went out of my way to protect them from the ire of my own band. What about them sparked my loyalty?
Right, okay. Interesting. Well, we've got two new recruits here. Though it could be the old soldier as well. Who do you think you are the protector of?
I was probably the one. Didn't he say he's a mole and not a rat?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So probably would protect that guy, since I think the rats might not take too kindly to someone who isn't a rat. But I don't know. So
They appreciate it though, sir. They can't even get their own racist vitriol down.
yeah. And then the second one is Watcher. It says blank bested me in combat when I got out of hand. How and why did I thank him for it? It's probably going to be Oxley. I'm going to assume. So, why did I thank him for it? I don't know. Saved my life. Let's go for that.
Do you think like you guys were in a previous war together, or like was this in training, or when you were garrisoned somewhere?
What do you think?
Probably in a previous encounter, because we're all conscripted into this. So I think I've been in other groups before, like mercenary bands, and then got into this one.
Yeah, let's go with that. I like it.
Ooh, okay, that makes sense. All right, so that takes care of Alexei Verminov. Oxley, are you also using the Raider playbook?
Yes, I am.
Hey, perfect. I mean, for a war game, it's okay to have two of the same in route. So, who are you protecting?
Let's see. For me, I think I need to protect who always has the back of everybody, and that's our back line. The medics, they're midfield, really. They're all over. But yeah, I think that's who it would be. Making sure roads can get mobile.
Right, you got to protect the medics.
Yeah. Keep the medics alive so they can keep you alive.
Oh, definitely.
No one should be hitting them anyway, but
Yeah.
All right. So Oxley, you're protecting roads. Who bested you?
Let's see, what about them spark my loyalty? I'd say your roads are just ever endearing. Head, just forward always, just like man. Doesn't quit. I like that. Whoever bested me in combat, let's see. It either might have to be 1-for-1, like in multiple battles in our pasts, since it sounds like we have histories in battle, Alexei, or maybe Teddy outsmarted me somehow.
Got off a lucky shot at one point.
Yeah, I just thought pure brawn was going into it fine, and then it wasn't.
Ooh. Nobody expects the mole.
No one expects them all.
All right. Maybe we should go. Let's have Teddy for that one. Is that way you can you can plead with him, and that way he can take away, you can clear his exhaustion.
There you go.
This might be an exhausting game, so.
Thank you for showing me another rule of combat, Teddy.
You
Brains
can't
over
always,
the front.
you can't always just go in swinging or thinking, oh, this guy's scrawny, he'll be an easy fight. No, then he leads you into a pit, and now you're trapped down there for hours. What do you think of that? Huh?
Ooh, awesome. All right, so let's move on to Malensky. So Teddy,
Mhm.
we're using the Seeker playbook, I believe.
Yep.
All right, got it right here.
And I've got a win
Um,
from me.
Yeah. So who is your partner? Someone you've traveled around. It says the woodland. We can be like, the Dark Forest, the Winterguard Dominion. Who's traveled around the world with you?
Honestly, I think it would make more sense for someone outside the brigade, because this is probably the first time I'm meeting Oxley and Alexi.
Right.
So I
in
would
the
have to think
military.
Rhodes.
Right. Okay. So you guys were like,
Echo.
oh, did something happen?
No, is that cool?
Oh yeah, I like it.
I think so.
What
Okay.
do you think, Rhodes?
Sure. I mean, I've probably done a few sort of on the road jobs before being conscripted.
Yeah. So you and Rhodes were kind of like, had your gap year together. I don't know.
Something.
Couple seek and rescue missions, perhaps. I seek them out and you stitch them up.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, save the day together. Next one is a little tricky. The Pier. So someone is famous for a discovery of their own. I greatly respect them. What did they discover?
This would be either Alexi or Oxley. Yeah, that is a weird one.
Yeah.
Famous for a discovery of their own. Well, what are you guys famous for?
The stew.
It's a great stew.
I don't think I'd be famous for anything.
Come on, Alexi, you're the leader of this brigade, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm too modest. I'm not. I've just been here the longest. That's all.
I mean, maybe in that time you helped explore some you discovered the most desolate part of the Winterlands.
Sure.
Being a veteran, he's seen some things.
All right. Well, let's go with Verminov for that one.
I'd say.
He probably made some discoveries during his career.
Mhm.
Okay, so that brings us to Rhodes. Now, Nick,
Yes.
you were using the Tinker playbook, I believe.
I am. Yes. So the first one that I have up here is my professional connection, which is Blank and I have been working together for a while, working together well for a while. We read each other's moves easily.
Which one do you think that makes sense
I
for?
could either see Malinsky or Oxley for that one. Although, maybe I could do. I think I might do Oxley for professional.
Remind me what that one is again.
We've been working together well for a while. We read each other's moves easily, which is, and what we get out of it is when we share information with them after reading a tense situation, we both get we both benefit from the +1 on acting on the answer. And if I help them while attempting a roguish feat, I gain choices on the help move as if you had marked 2 exhaustion when you mark 1 exhaustion.
Okay.
It's a very handy. Do you think you guys know each other when Rhodes was first conscripted? Like maybe you worked with Oxley then, like in the kind of during your training, or when you were garrisoned somewhere before moving to the front?
Yeah, we could see that. Yeah. Yeah, while they were training, he was he might have been maybe even he might have even been the person who who was training me, either or just sort of like a higher up that just sort of took pity on me.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's what piqued the curiosity, was just your early gusto.
right. I mean, he's your protector, so that does make sense.
Yeah. And so that, and then we have family, which is Blank and I had each other's backs when we were run out of a clearing because our natures got out of hand. So that one I think since me and Teddy were sort of a little bit buddy before getting
Right.
constricted. So
That makes sense.
You think during your little sojourn together, when you were kind of backpacking around, you something went wrong? You had to get out of town fast?
yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
That does make a lot of sense.
Hmm.
All right, so that takes care of the character relationships, the connections. Let's get to the game itself. All right, so we begin on the front of the Cold Crane Coast, the frozen northern stretch of land that currently the Winter Guard of the Winterborn Dominion and the Imperial Sakuran army of the Imperial Shogunate are battling viciously over. Right now, it's quiet. You guys are all sharing an entrenchment, a foxhole, no pun intended, given that there's lots of foxes in this setting, that's pretty close to the front lines. You're in kind of like there's like a decent amount of trees and sort of splotches of groves, but it's kind of open land. It's dark, it's night, but that's no protection from an enemy attack. So you guys have just been sent to like go over to this area, watch out for any Sakuran incursions or attacks. They've got some like nasty habits of sneaking in, doing a lot of damage, and sneaking back out under the cover of night. So it's certainly a super dangerous, terrifying place to be. It's freezing cold. Your uniforms are threadbare and pathetic. Also, you're starving. No rations for like the past couple days. So the hunger is really starting to get to you. Like it's real bad. So while you're like squatting here in the freezing cold and mud in the dark, starving, what are you guys doing?
Teddy's probably muttering to himself. How does this keep happening? Oh, for years, centuries even, my family's been sent to these inhospitable battlegrounds in the most dangerous areas you can imagine. All started with my ancestor Thaddeus, and then it just kept continuing. Grandmother's here conscripted to fight in the Civil War. Her father conscripted to fight in some foreign land across the ocean. Never saw him again. And here I am, in a frozen wasteland with you lot.
Oh, I think that'll be okay. I think.
Will it, Rhodes? Will it
Yeah.
truly?
Things turn out okay. And usually, I mean, we've been doing okay so far. We may be a little hungry, but I think we'll manage. I think we can manage.
Yeah.
I can't really do a Russian accent anymore.
No need to worry about accents.
Just say, calm down, Theodore. Eat some snow. We got this.
Some snow?
Eat some snow. It'll tide your hunger over. Make you think that you're eating something. Your stomach will not know the difference.
Well,
I don't know if that's how it works, but okay.
I didn't ask you anything, Rhodes.
Theodore, you eating some snow?
I'll try it.
Yeah, it tastes cold.
Oh, that just froze my tongue.
What is Oxley doing while these guys are like talking and Theodore's just munching on snow, just crunch real super loudly?
I'm digging for any kind of roots or anything like that I can possibly get out.
Yeah, there's nothing. Like this is even like the prey animals have moved away. Like it's just
Okay.
like an inhospitable kind of area.
Then, yeah, I probably would have just been like telling just stories of warmer places and times, and like probably jokes and stuff like that.
That's good. Trying to keep their spirits up.
Yeah, because that's what I would be thinking about constantly. Just like the next time I'm gonna be able to shack up in a warm spot, with someone and some good food.
All right. You guys hear some like crunching in the snow, these like heavy footfalls, and Sergeant Dmitry Dumakov arrives. He is a marmot. He's been in the Winter Guard for a while. His fur is kind of threadbare. He's got like a peaked cap, the kind of olive green uniform, unbuttoned under a big great coat with like his rifle on his back. He sort of like shuffles over and he's like, "Ugh, what are you rats up to?"
Sitting.
Freezing to death in the snow, sir.
Huh. Well, what a shame that would be, eh? Anyway, I came to tell you, no rations tonight.
But
Oh.
how can there be no rations tonight? There was no rations the previous night, and then there was none before that. And forgive me if I'm wrong, back me up. None before that.
I do believe that our bodies can only last for about 3 or 4 days without food before dying. I don't think you want that.
Well, I'll just say this: a few less rats in the world, and maybe a mole who hangs out with them is also gone. I will shed no tears.
Well, that may be the case, but you'll be out soldiers, and I'm pretty sure you need soldiers.
He's like, stupid rat logic twisting me around.
It's not
All
rat
right,
logic,
well,
sir. It's just logic.
You said something, Private Malensky.
Dave, don't antagonize the sergeant.
Oh, did you say something, Corporal
I
Verminov?
know nothing.
Good.
You're
It's just
saying
better.
there's no food, there's nothing whatsoever. You got nothing.
Yes, good.
How is my squad supposed to keep watch? How are they gonna keep their eyes open, huh?
Well, I'm trust you'll figure it out. Now, I'd better go back. The officers, they need me to make the reports. I'll tell them you're doing a terrible job. But probably they'll make sure you stay some more out here on sentry duty.
Cut out a bit, Michael.
You guys hear me okay? Check my audio device. Very weird.
Cut out for a little bit there. You're good now.
All right, very good. Yeah, maybe some technical issues. But just as he's about to head back, that's when the air starts screaming. And as you're looking up, you can see like the arc, these like shining lights of mortar and artillery rounds hurtling down from the sky towards your position.
Okay, is it going to hit that sergeant guy?
Whoa!
It's
Can I
hard to
tell
tell,
him?
but they're coming down like all around you. So you gotta do something, or you will be totally pulverized.
We gotta get to cover.
Yeah, exactly. Cover.
Cover. Where's the best cover? Don't we have a move that I can use for?
Ooh, okay. I might have everybody roll a trust fate. If you can like a special move to help you find cover from this.
I have never lost. So I
Okay.
can take 2 additional boxes of injury and depletion you can mark when you confront dangers within a ruin, and +1 ongoing to trusting fate and performing roguish feats while exploring such ancient locales.
Sure. I mean, you're in the ruin of like a military. You're in the ruin of a fortification right now. So yeah, you can go ahead and use that skill.
Okay. So trust fate.
Yes. Everybody else can roll trust fate unless you have something else. Oh, I think Oxley's got something.
Would this be a moment when violence is breaking out?
As far as you know, yes. I mean, usually when like artillery and mortars are like a prelude to an attack.
Okay, because I have this read the 10 situation as just as violence breaks out. So roll with might. So kind of.
Okay, so you can go ahead and do that. Everybody else can roll Trust Fate. I'm gonna need you to do a Trust Fate as well, Oxley.
Okay, so that was
That's a 2.
9 on the read a 10 situation, and then 2, 4, 6, 7 on the trust fate.
Okay, for the 10th situation, you can ask one question there. What'd you get on the Trust Fate?
7.
Okay, you are going to take one injury, just some like shrapnel just cleaves through you as a round like blows up a tree close to you. Go ahead and ask your question, then we'll check in on the others about their Trust Fate rolls.
Let's see, what is our best way through this to a clearing where we can, regroup and recalculate?
Okay, I would say your best bet now is like you know from your like you've survived a few of these Sakuran assaults before. Your best bet is like just hunker down, stay in place, and hope they kind of like pass over you. Because they're gonna start like they're gonna have snipers and machine guns going off too. So like they're gonna fire at movement.
Okay. So just bellies down, basically.
Yeah. All right, Verminov, how did you do for the Trust Fate roll?
I got a 7 total.
Okay, you are gonna take one injury.
No.
Yeah, a mortar round just like goes next to you. You get blasted back. You like land in the middle of the hole. Get some bad bruises. You're okay, but it did hurt. Walensky, how'd you do?
6.
Okay, but you get a bonus though because of the secret.
Yeah, I have 2 additional injury boxes, so I can take a
Okay.
hit.
All right, they're both gone.
Yeah.
You're skilled, like you know the best place to hide. You like slide right into kind of sort of a gap in the earthworks. A shell lands like right on top of you. Badly concussed, but other than that, you're okay.
Oh, the ringing in my ears.
Oh yeah. Rhodes.
4.
Okay, you are going to take 2 injury. A mortar round strikes like right at the edge where you were. Just as you're like, guys, we're going to get through this. It's okay. The mortar round goes off right next to you, blasts you back, just searing pain over your side. Dumakov just like falls to his hands and knees, and he's like, "No, we're under attack. We need to start running."
Oh no, the sergeant survived. Oh no, wait. Good job, the sergeant survived.
He is just like too scared to say anything to like even notice.
Sirs.
I think your mic's going out, Dallas.
Okay.
Okay.
We can hear you now, though. All right, so the artillery like goes silent. There's a little bit of quiet. You do hear some like kind of movement in the distance by the tree line, kind of further away from you guys.
Guns up, squad. We're not done yet.
Wait, it's still going on, but the mortar fire stopped.
We got company.
All right, are you guys going to try peering out or just like kind of staying hidden, hoping for the best?
I will peer out, absolutely. I will not let one of my comrades do it. That's my job.
Okay, Verminov, go ahead and read a tense situation as you peer out. And Zim, you do know the best way is like, you give your earlier roll too about how staying hidden might be the best way here. But Verminov, how did you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 minus 1 is 2.
Okay, you look up, you like stare into the forest. It's really hard to see much of anything, and then like a sniper fires. Badly grazes you. You are going to take one more injury. And you know they definitely got snipers like posted, kind of guarding the advance of their troops. As you pull down, a machine gun located off to the side starts like rattling away, firing, just kind of. They can't quite see you now that Verminov is down. They're just like sort of firing in your area.
Should we get around them and take them out, or get out of here?
Dumakov is just like, oh, I don't. What? Zim, what do you think?
I think if we can keep their concentrated fire on a point, someone can get around and take it out.
That sounds okay.
A good plan.
Sounds for the best. If we let that machine gun keep firing, we're sitting ducks, and if we pop out while we're sitting ducks, the snipers will shoot our heads off.
Zim and I can probably hold their attention while you guys, the others, sneak around, try and take them out.
Might be able to figure something out. I would like to try and jury rig a like chemical flashbang, like
Oh, perfect.
with my alchemy kit.
Amazing. Okay. Go ahead and use the jury rig move.
Can,
Now is not the time to be in my face. Pretend.
It's okay. Here, hey, we may be rats, but we love cats.
With my cunning, it's an 8.
Pretty solid. Okay, so with an 8, yeah, it's gonna work
Read it
once
as
and then
first
break.
once. All right, that's
But yeah, you make like a really solid, you just like grab like an empty bottle, some old explosives that were left over, and you just like make this quick flashbang.
Okay. Well, I think if I toss this over, maybe we can use that as a distraction. It'll cause like a little flash. Does anyone want to give this a try?
You're saying you want someone to chuck it. I can chuck it.
there you go.
All right. I hand it over to Alexi.
If the machine gunner's distracted, well, the flashbang would probably distract both of them. But I only have so many bullets. Ammo's running low too, Sergeant. Just so you let command know.
He's just crying.
Which one would you prefer I take out first?
I think probably take out the sniper. I think the more accurate. It seemed like the machine gunners didn't exactly have a great read on us, and there's no way we can take them out without first getting rid of the specialists.
Righto.
All right, Malensky. Okay, so Verminov, you throw. Oh, Oxley, what are you doing while they're kind of making this plan here?
I think if the flashbang goes off right and Malinsky's going for the sniper, I'm going to be the one that rushes in for the, or I might just go for a rifle shot on the machine gunner then.
All right, sounds good.
Or
Okay,
just take them
Verminov.
both out at the same time.
Yeah, daring plan, desperate. All right, Verminov. You go over, you chuck the flashbang. You don't need to roll for it because Rhodes already did really good with his building it. So you hurl it out before the machine gun can open fire. Crazy flash, this like brilliant yellow illumination cutting through the woods. Teddy, go ahead and give me the rifle roll. Do a target someone. You do see like illuminated in the glare this snow monkey, one of those bathing macaques, those like kind of shaggy, bald-looking, red-faced monkeys. He is like scrambled up in a tree, and he is like a scoped rifle sort of aimed down at you. So go ahead and roll target someone with your rifle.
He's not behind cover or anything, is he?
He is not. He's up in the tree.
Okay. I won't try a trick shot then. Let's see. Hang on, just pulling up the rolls for. Well, you'll tell me how I do. You got the rolls in front of you.
Yeah, for trick shot, got it.
Not for trick shot. I'm just gonna do a normal shot.
Okay, target someone.
So that's with finesse.
Yes, target someone with finesse.
Right out. That's a 4 And that's another 4 plus 2, 10.
Oh, excellent shot. Yeah, so you actually and with that you get to hit him again before he gets to cover, or do you want to stay hidden in the pit so he won't know where it came from?
Stay hidden, actually.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, probably a good decision. So you just pop out, you see him silhouetted in that glare. You just fire, work the bolt, duck down, and you get a glimpse of him kind of dropping out of the trees. Maybe dead, maybe injured, you're not sure.
I think
Okay,
I got him.
Oxley, while this... Oh, yeah, sorry, Malinsky?
No, it's just a quick word. I think I got him. Go, Oxley.
Great shot, kid.
Oxley, as soon as he's down, what are you doing?
Taking aim at the machine gunner at the moment. Is there a group there or just one?
It's a machine gun that is, set up with a bipod.
Right, like a fixed one.
Yeah, and a belt fed, takes a crew to work. So there's 3 raccoon dogs in uniform that are manning this machine gun a bit further back from the front line.
Okay, are they all blinded at the moment?
Yeah, thanks to that glare. Yeah.
I might want to storm a group if possible.
Oh man. All right. Yeah, go for it. You can mark exhaustion and roll with might.
2, 6 is 8. That's 2. So,
All right. How'd you do there?
sorry, 2. Sorry, 8 and plus 2 is 10. And
Oh
that
man.
exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Okay,
6.
so you get to pick
Yeah.
2 options from the list there for Storm and Group.
Let's see. Ooh. You keep them off balance and confused, so I'm going to inflict 2 exhaustion on all of them. And then I'm going to use them against each other. I'm going to mark exhaustion again and then have them inflict their harm against themselves.
Oh man. All right, so these raccoon dogs just stunned from the blast of light, and they see this huge rat sprinting out of the woods, swinging his rifle, just lands amongst them, swinging it like a baton, just bashing them down. They're trying to land a blow on you with their combat knives or pistols, and you're just they're hitting each other. You're dancing around them, and yeah, by the time you're finished, they are just destroyed, and are they leave the machine gun and race away to rejoin the rest of their forces. But as you're doing this, Zim, you look over through the woods and you see there are way more Sakuran Imperial soldiers moving their way. This is definitely a huge advance. So you guys were the outpost scout position. Now it's time to fall back and alert the rest of your army that it is time to go.
You see me instantly deflate from my slight small victory. I'm just run! Turn around, run!
You dash back to the foxhole where everyone is. Dumakov's oh yes, we should go. We have to alert the rest of the army.
Okay.
So, in situations like this,
Is there? Go ahead. Sorry.
but in situations like this, if that guy's running, I'm not questioning it. I'm just following him.
Is it bad that I kind of want to injure him so that he is lost as a casualty of the situation? So that
Dragging the officer.
maybe there's a random acting sergeant thing. I could get some rations for my boys.
You could try it, but you do know if you get caught, it's court-martial firing squad for sure. You've seen that happen to a lot of your old comrades. They go, the Winter Guard is very eager to use the firing squad against anybody who does that kind of thing.
All right. Well,
The other times.
If he dies, he dies. But I won't do anything.
All right, you guys dash out of the foxhole. You run back kind of through some trails through the woods. You rush over to find the main army to alert them. You arrive at their front lines and you see it is totally empty. The other Winter Guard are not there, and you can see like footprints in the snow, some discarded weapons, like a tent still left there. They have like all retreated ahead of you.
Oh, come on.
They just left us for dead.
Dumakov's like, no, this is terrible. Look, first of all, the front has collapsed, so the Sakurans are going to be charging and just killing everybody. And then also, if we do make it back, unless we're very careful, we're going to be all shot for cowardice.
Cowardice. I mean, looks like everyone else left already. So what is?
Well, they'll be like, you retreated, but they didn't see us like dealing with them, so they're going to assume we ran away instead of their retreat, which is okay.
Well,
These are classic Winter Guard tactics.
if we have to give it up, is there any way we could leave a nice sabotage present behind?
You could try. When the Winter Guard retreated, they kind of took everything with them, so there's not that much. You could like maybe search around to find some extra equipment or like explosives, but they were pretty thorough when they ran away.
Figures, yeah. They didn't have much to begin with.
At least try. I mean, I could also, if there's anything explosive around, maybe I can set up some sort of trap. I don't normally do that, but I can maybe, if anyone else knows how to do like that kind of a thing. I mean,
I don't, but you're certainly the explosives expert here, Rhodes.
no, I'm more of a medics expert, but I do know a little bit of alchemy, but that could be useful.
You're the best we got. That makes you the expert. And Teddy just claps him on the back.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
I think
Rhodes.
There you go.
All right.
I do have a move that might help us find some stuff in here if there is any. Watch
yeah,
the
yeah.
signs. When
What
I
is it
first
called?
watch the signs. When you first attune yourself to a ruin or mysterious site by taking in its signs, symbols, particular traits, and layout, roll with cunning. On a hit, anything hold at least 1, 2, or 3, and I can use that hold to identify stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and roll with cunning.
Righto. It's just a +1. That's a 3. And that's a 2, 6. I can mark exhaustion to hold 1, though.
Okay,
Not
or somebody
nice.
could help you with marking exhaustion if they
Mhm.
want to use the help move.
Yeah, what do we got to do?
Just going to make a thorough search of the area, see if there's anything left behind. There might be some stashes that soldiers may have buried for a rainy day that they
Oh.
forgot.
Okay. If I mark this, I'm getting pretty tired. I'll be up to 3.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's been a long time since you've rested, or ate, or
Um,
been warm.
I have something that I can share with you guys once we're sort of in the clear.
Cool.
Yeah, you're definitely not in a safe place right now.
Yeah.
The Sakurans are going to be there real soon.
Yeah.
Sorry, Oxley, what was that? You kind of cut off a little.
I'm sorry about that. As I say, if I'm going to take a moment sometime later, then I'll mark it and I'll give you that.
That's a 7 altogether.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
so I
right,
hold 2. And I'm going to spend 1 immediately to identify the quickest path to the closest valuable treasure or knowledge.
Okay,
Knowledge in this case, I'm guessing.
right. You locate something. Actually, I mean, this is like a treasure for you guys. Malensky, as you're like peering around, you stare into the distance, and you see like through the forest, which kind of thins out a little bit. There's like some snowy, hilly areas, and you see behind a hill there is smoke rising up into the night sky. It doesn't look like it's the military campfire. It looks like it's from a house.
Rhodes, Oxley, Elixir. See that? It's not military.
Well, I guess that could be a place that we can hide for a bit, but well,
Work.
could be worse.
The smoke smells domestic.
It may put them in danger if we go close, but I am freezing.
But we could also warn them, and maybe they will be grateful.
It's the best we got. So let's do it.
Good thinking.
I want to sort of work with my toolbox. Sort of. Well, actually, first I should see if there's like maybe some gunpowder or something that like we can cobble together for like a large explosive trap at some point, and maybe some wire or something.
Right. Okay. So you're gonna use the toolbox here.
Yeah, basically, if there's any sort of like leftover like gunpowder or something, like, sorry, I just
Right,
in the
okay.
background. And then I'm also going to use my alchemy kit and sort of use it, basically have like a small incendiary vial of like a incendiary chemical, and sort of use that as sort of.
Okay. So you're trying to make you're making like an explosive.
Kind of. Basically, I want to try and make it like maybe a tripwire with like tied to like a vial of something like something incendiary to sort of set off maybe a trail of gunpowder to like
Okay.
munitions or something.
I'm not sure this is the toolbox. Just give me a straight cunning roll. Just roll and add your cunning.
Come on, dice. 6.
Oh man, yeah. There's just like not enough here to make any kind of improvised weapon, and like the Sakurans are getting closer, so you definitely got to get out of there.
Is there any way we could help with that? Maybe.
If one of you spend exhaustion, you can make like bumping up to a 7. That would create like a small like anti-personnel like little mine, but it really wouldn't do that much to slow them down.
But it could help us in a tight spot if we ever get to that point.
Yeah, if you guys want to like take it with you.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a possibility. Though I think that's more like the jury rig move. So I don't know if you can. This was just to like find stuff to make a bomb you could leave behind. Is that right, Rhodes?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's just not gonna work. There's not enough ingredients there.
No
And
problem.
just not enough time.
All right.
I only have one spare grenade anyways.
All right. So with that, you guys, you just hurry away from the front lines now abandoned. You go over through the hills, and then pretty soon you come to a small farm. There's like a cabin. There's some like shaggy goats outside, and you see the smokestack. Right now, like the doors are like slammed shut. You can see, it looks like they were like closed in a hurry as soon as they heard you coming. These are like some, the peasants, the people of the Cold Crane Coast, that are like now their homes are turned into a battlefield by these two imperialist powers, and they're just like trying to survive. So, but you also know like sometimes they do. I mean, their farms are often like picked over by the two armies, but they might. I mean, it's for good reason though. They could have food, and they definitely have shelter and warmth. Dumakov's like, okay, we should just like charge in, hold them at gunpoint, steal everything. Yeah, that's the plan. No.
Absolutely not.
These are innocent people. We're not just going to rob them of their livelihoods.
Well, they're in land conquered by the Winter Guard, so we should do that kind of stuff.
Well, yes, but isn't there the saying like it's better to attract insects with honey rather than what was the other thing? So
Get more
catch
rats.
flies with honey.
You get more
than
rats with
vinegar.
cheese than you do with poison. I don't know.
Okay, well, in that case, Rhodes, you go first. So if like massacre you and then eat you or whatever, you'll be you. So you go ahead and knock on the door.
But then you'll be out of medic.
Don't worry, Rhodes. I'll go up to the door.
Okay, sure. I can be behind you.
All right, so Oxley, you go over and knock on the door.
Yeah, and my rifle will be just at my side.
Okay, you give it a knock. It like creaks open a little bit. You see there is like a red panda family inside, like a mother, father, and a couple red panda cubs, kind of like all huddling together. The father has like sort of a farmer's axe like at the side of his hand, but he's not a soldier, doesn't have any firearms, and he looks like terrified of you.
That's when the the rifle gets slung over the shoulder, and the sort of shoulder slump down a bit and kind of like wave everyone else before and say, forgive us for intruding. We are Winter Guard, and we are in need of shelter.
Okay.
Help us.
He looks a little worried. Go ahead and give me a persuade.
Oh boy.
Someone can assist as well.
I have 2.
You got a 2?
I can assist.
Five and 2. The total is 7.
Oh, 7. Okay.
I have zero charm.
We're not very
Okay.
charming
Mike is-
individuals, are we?
My Nike is no charm on.
Yeah. Well, a 7 is okay.
Yeah.
Though I think if someone does have that relationship, they can. Or I don't know. Maybe I think that that's another type of relation or connection.
I think that's another one.
Yeah, to give you a +2 with the help action.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. All right, so with a 7, they let you in. They let you like sit down by the fire and rest, but they're still like super wary of you. They're gonna require a little more like a gift or maybe a show of good faith. But you are able to like you go over, you like sit down on the floorboards, you go before the fire, and you get just rest. Everybody does cure 1 exhaustion while you're there.
Okay.
You just like warm up here against their hearth.
Would you?
Needed that.
I would go to the family and like, out of curiosity, are any of you need any sort of medical thing? I am a medical professional. I may be able to help if you would like, as thanks.
Can you bandage my face? I got shot in the side of the head.
I can get you in a moment. I
Oh,
just want to. Well, I wanted to as thanks for their hospitality.
I'll just bleed in the other room. You come and get me whenever you.
I'll sort of like toss him some bandages that I have in my pack.
Okay.
Come on, Verminov. It's not the first time you've been shot, you old grizzled bastard.
All right. Okay, I'll say with those, there's not really a heal and move in this game. Though there is the medical kit. Let me check what the healer's kit.
What? Yeah, I don't have that. But
You don't have the healer's kit?
no, I have part of my toolbox is assorted medicines.
Right. Okay.
So,
I'll tell you what. Mark depletion, and you can heal an injury.
okay. Yeah. Well, I was basically trying to sort of like give a little bit of
Yeah. So you can do. You do see that like one of the cubs of these red pandas has like their like leg has been roughly bandaged, like in sort of a a farming accident. They've like done the best they could, but like unless you get in there and get the right the cast and get it set straight, it's gonna heal crooked.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, Rose will sort of be like, be very kind about it. Would you mind if I take a look at this? And with permission, he'll sort of, this may hurt a bit, and he'll reset the leg, and using what he has, so he'll create a semi makeshift cast, but it was probably better than what it was.
Oh, for
So-
sure. Go ahead and mark depletion again for that.
Sure.
So you've lost two depletion altogether. One for Verminov for those bandages, which Verminov can slap on his shot face.
Yeah, basically after the. I'm just gonna flavor this. After I finish with the kid, I sort of look over and see like the slapdash job that he's got, and I just sort of like, go over and like fix it up.
All right, very cool. You patch that together, and then after you see this, like the Malinsky.
Yeah, I actually have a quick thing that I wanted to do. Teddy's just gonna go around the house and try to make it inconspicuous, so the passing army will just, pass over it. The
Ooh,
house look
great
like it's
idea.
abandoned. And I think this will work with watch the signs. Can spend one hold to take cover in a ruin. Ignore all harm from a single attack or catastrophe. I think this would count as a catastrophe. Would it?
Totally. I mean, their cabin is very nice. It's not a ruin. But yeah, go ahead. I'll let you use. I will let you use this move.
Okay, and I'm out of hold.
But yeah, you just grab a broom, like brush away your paw prints in the snow outside, and yeah, it doesn't look like you guys are here. So,
With any luck, they'll pass you over. We were never here, and hopefully we won't cause trouble for you.
all right. So the red panda mother, she looks at the young cub with this new cast on, and she's like, "Thank you. You're good people." And she goes over into the kitchen and brings you guys some food. It's very much, it's food that you're unused to, but like you're super hungry, so it tastes great.
Mhm. Thank you very much. I'm sure there is not much that you. Well, I am appreciative. And
You guys get some food in your bellies. You get one more exhaustion gets healed if you need it. And while this is going on, you can hear in the distance.
Oh, right.
Yeah, in the distance, the Imperial, the Securans are like kind of moving south. They're sort of like skirting the whole area, so they're not even going towards this cabin. But you're still like, you ate some, but like they gave you what they had, but you're still pretty hungry. Dumakov, he shovels down his food, and he is like, I'm changing my mind here. Rats, you rats are such wonderful creatures. I love rats. Their fur is so silky and soft. Such beautiful beasts. I love them.
And it's
Well,
all
okay then.
saying- I wonder what they'd be saying by nightfall about us.
Don't think us too quickly. We're behind enemy lines now.
oh, that's okay.
He's like, wait, I know something. You guys want to get some more food?
I mean, who doesn't? I mean,
It wouldn't hurt, but I would also like to live to see tomorrow.
Okay, I think I know a way you can do both. There is I heard a rumor about a wagon containing meals for the officers, delicious meals, the best, that was lost in the snow somewhere to the north of here. You can go there. Hopefully we can avoid any advanced Securant patrols. We can find this wagon, dine like kings, and then bring it back to the main base. Hopefully for a handsome reward.
well, that sounds like it could be useful. I mean, more food, and maybe we could even like. Would it be okay if we came back to this place and? Well, no, maybe we shouldn't come back and give. I was gonna say we could come back here and give some of the food to them, since they were so hospitable. But I understand if coming back here is a bad idea.
Oh, it's very thoughtful. I like it.
Your heart's in the right place, but we'll see what happens.
With Alexi on this, we'll see what happens once we actually get there.
Out of, if I can, out of earshot of our sergeant, I just want to say, like, I hope they don't try to pin it on us when we show up with the food.
I wouldn't put it past them.
One
So
can
yes,
always hope. I mean, it seems like our new officer is on our side, so maybe that'll help us.
He's
I don't know.
waving
He
his
doesn't overhear this. He is too busy. He's just like going by the fire, falling onto his back and like rolling over to try and get as much warmth as he can.
You honestly think to listen to that guy? His good word.
I mean, he became an officer for a reason, so
Well, he's only a sergeant.
higher rank than us.
I could be a sergeant. They just wouldn't let me.
Yeah, like they're probably never gonna let a rat be a sergeant or any kind of officer or NCO or whatever. Sorry, that's the Winter Guard for you.
We still look at you that way, though.
Actually,
Appreciate it.
I have another move I could use here. Maybe collaborate his story. Word on the street. When you spend time in a clearing talking with locals, roll finesse. On a hit, you catch one of a nearby unexplored wonder or ruin. Someone promises to take you to it for a fair fee. So I wonder, would the Red Panda family have heard of what the sergeant's talking about?
You know what? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, roll with finesse. Let's see if they've heard about it.
That's a 5. And that's a 5 for a total of 12.
Oh man, incredible. Okay. Yeah, the Red Panda father says like, I've seen a wagon capsized not too far from here. If you'd like, I could hitch up the goats, take you out to it, but I won't stay for long. I don't want anything more to do with this war than I have to.
That is, I don't see any problem with that. You've done more than enough.
Well, you fixed my daughter's leg. And for that, I do have to thank you. And besides, it's not your fault you're here. You didn't have a choice in the matter.
You aren't wrong, but I still try and be a medical professional, so.
All right. Oh, Rhodes, good heart.
My hopeful little rat medic.
Okay, so he leads you outside. He's got like a wagon. It's kind of more like a sled, like it has, some runners who can go over the snow. And he is one of those shaggy winter goats that's hitched up to pull it. In this world, of course, animals with hooves are like non-sentient mounts. So boars, goats, and sheep and so on are like plow animals and rideable animals. You guys all pile in the sleigh. It's a little crowded. Dumakov like plops there in the back, and he's like, "Oh, we're going to the officer's wagon, the mess wagon, yes."
That's the plan, but we should probably try and keep this a secret, or at least try and keep it on the low profile.
My lips are sealed. You rats, you've always got the best plans. So clever.
Still
Okay.
I'm a mole.
Well, you're part of the rat family now.
I'll take it.
All right, and with that, you guys set off into the snow. So you go like through some hills. The forest is now completely thinned out. You're in this open, snowy plain. In the far distance, you can see some more trees. You know that the main Winter Guard encampment, where like the main garrison of troops is a bit further to the west, but you're not too far away from that now. You haven't seen the Sakurans. They might have like stabilized their front line and stopped their advance, but there could still be like raiding parties and patrols going out. And then thanks to Malensky, you do lose one value. They do, cost a small amount for him to guide you there.
No problem.
But yeah, they're in the center of the frozen plain, gleaming in the moonlight. You see it, the officer's meal transport, a wagon pulled by a hulking snow-white boar, which currently lies dead on the snow. The wagon itself has brilliant gilded designs etched in the wood, shining silver in the moonlight, and the back door hangs open to reveal a feast. Cheese in a riot of oranges, yellows, and whites. sausages, various lengths and descriptions, bottles of clear winterborn vodka. But the meal transport isn't alone. A dozen ice riders and winter guard officers mounted on goats smoke cigarettes as their soldiers salvage the grub. Leading them is a white fox with a peaked cap of burnished silver. You recognize him as Major Mikhail Konstantin, and you know he despises rats.
Hmm.
So you guys are like perched in sort of the crook of some hills there. You're looking out at this scene. You can see Major Konstantin, him and the ice riders, which are Arctic hares that are like the expert goat riders and scouts and soldiers. Also, those guys really hate rats, just love massacring them for fun, are there as well. So you know this is like a rat hating kind of crew. But right now they're like kind of salvaging the officer's mess wagon.
Right, so I got two things. One, I have an ability called Plan of Attack. So if we want to work out a plan, I can roll that. Also, do we know how they feel about moles?
Neat.
They probably don't like moles that much either.
Okay.
But there's no, I mean, there's not really an anti-mole prejudice in this world. But they would like, I mean, he's like not an officer, he's not their group, so they probably wouldn't treat him that well at all.
I'm not much of a talker, Alexei.
Oh no, I just want to keep our options open. See what's going on. I would never send you in there alone.
Good. Last time I was alone, I was mistaken for a mole rat, and that's how I ended up in this brigade.
And we love having you here.
Honestly, you're some of the best people I've met in a long while. Glad to be part of this brigade. Not glad to be under his command. And Teddy points to the sergeant.
Dumakov is like, look, we should, I don't know what we should do here, but like that food looks so tasty. If we can find some way around Major Konstantin, it can be ours, and we can be the ones to bring it back.
I'd like to roll Plan of Attack just to get that roll out there.
Yeah, sounds good. Because of Seamus Opossum, we do know Plan of Attack.
Oh, good.
Great move, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll with might.
That's big money, so that's 10 in total.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I hold 3, so I can do
Nice.
all 3 different things, or I think you can do multiple things.
But yeah, you can do the same one 3 times or mix it up. You can spend them however you want.
Okay. Well, it seems like it works out while the plan is being carried out. So I guess now we have to figure out what the plan was.
Yeah.
Or is.
You can drop those bonuses whenever you want.
Yeah. I think the most important thing we need to figure out, are we willing to die for a pile of cheese and sausages?
Better than dying for nothing.
Dumakov's like, there's also vodka in there. Just point that out.
Yes, I know about the vodka.
Yeah, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Well, we're not exactly equipped for frontal assault. That'd be suicide.
Plus, if we go and start shooting at people who are, even though they hate us, on our own side, well, we might not live through it either way, whether we die in the fight or die later when they hang all of us.
Yeah, also, the longer we take, the more food they take away.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a distraction is our best bet. Something explosive somewhere else, like get their attention, and then we get in and try and get out without them noticing.
I do have
Could
one
I-
last grenade.
Could I read a tense situation?
Yeah, go for it. Yes, Teddy does have that grenade.
These dice. Nicer too. Okay. With cunning, so 8. So
All right,
I
you
get
can
to
ask
one.
one question.
Um. Well, I guess. Let's go with who or what is the most vulnerable to me.
Ooh, okay. I will say this. Major Constantin. He's actually the one who's been kind of like in charge of your general battalion, and he is a terrible officer, and a glory hound. He's always like any chance of like a victory, however slight. He's like commit all the troops, frontal assault. I don't care about the casualties. I must earn honor for the Winterborn Dominion. So if there's like anything that like any chance of him to attack the enemy, no matter how suicidal it is, he'll take it, and his men he'll make them go with him.
So we could maybe trick him into trying to attack the enemy. We do know exactly we do know that they were coming towards us. They
Passed us by. We're technically in the back of their lines.
And we could say that the frontal line of our retreat was a plan for the enemy to be drawn in, so you can get them from the rear.
Yeah.
Why else would they leave us behind?
The best squad.
We were making sure that it all went down according to plan, so that you could take the glory. That's the plan.
Yeah.
And then they'll go off to die against the Sakurans, and we can take all of the food and bring it back and be held as heroes.
Dumukov's like, I'm so glad we came up with this brilliant plan together.
You did nothing, and you know it.
Oh, I was like in the mix, like, helping you brainstorm.
You did
Okay.
lead us here. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Well, you told us about the place. It was the Red Panda father that led us here. But
The Red Panda father's like, yes, that was me.
you should probably be going home, actually.
Oh,
Things
I'm
might start
gone.
getting dangerous. Thank you
Very
for your
good.
help, sir.
Do you want me to leave the sleigh and the goats?
Everybody.
Well, the cart is missing a pack animal, so if you wouldn't mind, at least leaving the. Wait, you need the goat for the cart.
I can pull the cart. It's not so heavy.
I mean, if you wouldn't mind, we could use the goat.
He's like, it's an old goat. Give me a value. Which the currency. That is probably worth more than the goat, to be honest.
I think I still have some value left over, so yeah.
All right. So for one value, he sells you the goat, and then he is able to like, he's a farmer. He's got those. This is a pretty buff red panda. He like hauls that sleigh by himself and starts rolling it back to his farm.
Oh, no.
And now you have this shaggy winter goat. All right, so it sounds like you guys are going to try to lie to Major Constantine.
Well, is there a way we can do both? You have something set up to distract in case he's there.
Oh, yeah, we can try and trick an NPC, yeah.
Make a more convincing argument, like there's a grenade going off in the distance.
That could certainly help seal the deal there.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Then we'll need someone to actually persuade them into this.
I mean,
Trick an NPC requires
Is-
cunning, if that helps.
I have a decent
Cunning.
cunning.
I have +1.
I have +2.
-1.
I think it's going to be Rhodes.
Yep, it's gonna be
Yep.
Rhodes.
Is someone else going to set off a grenade as like to help sell the idea that the Sakurans are close by?
probably find a good spot to set this off. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
I would rush to
Okay.
do that. Yes.
All right. So Rhodes is walking over. Molensky's heading kind of into the hills through this explosive. What are Oxley and Verminov doing?
Well, Oxley, you protect Rhodes, so maybe you can go with him, and I'll just provide like Overwatch.
Okay.
Although, if you, I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I can try to get cover for both of us to get out of there, and you can call the shots from the distance.
All right, Verminov, you post up on the hill. You like your rifle ready, just working the bolt to rack around in there. Rhodes, Oxley, you guys are heading down. We'll check in with Molensky and the grenade. So, Rhodes and Oxley, you guys walk down out of the hills. You're approaching this ruined wagon. They've got it like set up right. The wheels are all there. The wagon is ready to roll, and the ice riders kind of like canter around. They're like spinning over to face you. A lot of them are putting their hands on their like sabers or the pistols they have in their belts. These like overweight, plump Arctic hares with their like ears slicked back and huge whisker mustaches. The Major Constantine like spins his horse around, or not his goat around, makes it like rear up, kicking its hooves, looks super dramatic, and then he like plops it down and says, "Two rats coming out of the hills. What are you two about? Explain yourselves at once."
Yeah, Rose will immediately go to attention and be like, "Sir, I bring you news from the front. It seems that the our plan had to lure the Sakharon to forward has come to fruition, and now is the time to attack."
Well, you're wrong about one thing. It's always time to attack.
Well, sir, we were just up in the front, and they did make a frontal assault on themselves, and we strategically had made our retreat in order for you to swoop in and make your attack.
He's like, "Wait, are you a rat giving me commands?"
No, I was given orders to come see you, since you are so perfect at your assaults. And
That I am. Okay, Rhodes, this is the time. Well, actually, Molensky, let's have you set off that grenade. Give me a trust fate roll.
Trust fate?
Kind of like sell it. I think that's the best one to do here.
Would never lost apply here?
Let me check real quick. Never lost.
Confront dangers within a ruin. I would say these guys aren't dangerous.
They certainly are. Plus ongoing trusting fate. Yeah, I'll let you use it here. I mean, the whole area is kind of a ruin thanks to this war.
Right.
So, yeah, go ahead and do the +1.
And what Teddy's going to try and do is throw the grenade to where it actually does get the attention of some of the back line of the Shogunate soldiers.
Oh, okay. It's kind of like lure them in. I see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what happens.
So plus luck, that's a 2 and a 6. Plus 1 and going, that's another 2, 10.
Excellent. So, like, just the timing works out perfectly. The explosion goes off like at the right time. It looks convincing. Just as Rhodes is saying that, like, there's this booming explosion up on top of the hills. The ice riders like bristle. One of them's like, "Major, the enemy approaches." Okay, Rhodes, you got to roll trick an NPC. You do get a +1 to this because of this grenade going on.
Sick.
I
So
also have the holds from Plan of Attack.
well,
Yeah.
I've rolled fairly well. So with my cunning and the +1, it's an 11.
Ooh, nice. Okay, yeah, Major Constantine does believe you. He's like, "So, the enemy is here. This is it, lads. Ready your weapons. For the White Tsar, onward to glory!" and he just starts like galloping his goat straight towards the hill. The others mount up and like ride after him, and yeah, the whole crew charges up the hill, and the wagon is abandoned.
So,
But you do know, like, when he finds nothing there, he's gonna be coming back and being very angry.
Oh no, there'll be something there.
Oh yeah, the Sakurans will be lured in, but still, they'll might make him angry as well. We'll see what happens.
so just quickly sort of signal everyone else to get back over here and like quickly hitch up the goat and get out.
Okay.
Before the Sarge gets there, can I loot and plunder something for our squad?
Yes, that's a great rager move, loot and plunder. Yes,
I
please.
love that one.
Oh, that's such a fun move.
Let's see. So that's 5 and 2 is 7 plus 1 from finesse is 8. So choose one. I'm gonna choose something of special value to a particular faction. Basically, something that's made for like the general, like the best looking bottle in there.
Oh man,
that's
yes.
down to my backpack somehow.
Yes, this is so perfect. Okay, you find a special bottle of like the best Winterborn vodka, marked for General Pyotr Pasternak himself. And General Pyotr Pasternak is like, he's a white wolf. He's the one who's like is in charge of like all ground forces in this war. So he's like the highest of the high command here.
It's a shame it's
on the
missing.
ground. Yeah, and this bottle is like for the general only.
Oh, what a shame this one's missing.
You just pop that into your rucksack. All right, you guys hop onto the wagon. You're riding away up on the hillside. Oh yeah, Malinsky.
Does anyone actually know how to drive this thing?
Yeah, I gotta ask, who's driving?
I don't know how to drive a carriage.
What would that be?
What does it take to drive it? And Alexi, do you know? Do you have any training?
I mean, I think we used him in a previous war, but I didn't really have. I wasn't a cavalryman.
Yeah, mostly on foot myself.
I'm gonna go with the trust fate roll for this one.
Oh boy.
I've got a little luck.
I have a little luck.
Yeah, same.
You can always make the sergeant
+1.
drive.
Dumakov's like, I'll do it.
Does this count if one of the plan of attack says ensure your gear holds, allow someone to ignore marking depletion or wear? Does that help?
You can use that. You can also use it to give yourself a +1 for this roll, or whoever rolls.
Okay.
Yeah, you can lend a hand.
Okay. Who wants to make the roll?
I mean, I felt like I just did a roll, so
I think Teddy. No?
I do have +1 luck.
It seemed like you would know how to do this.
Okay, I mean, I have +1 luck. I can roll. I'll just roll.
we all
Alright.
have +1 luck.
We'll keep it.
Nice.
All right, go ahead, Verminov. I think a lot of people have +1 luck. Let's see what happens.
And I did the grenade thing.
So that's 8. And I'll just use lend a hand to. Oh, someone. Wait, it just says to someone's roll. It doesn't say someone else's roll.
Yeah, it can be yours.
Yeah,
I
you
can
can
do
use it
my
for
roll.
yourself.
So let's go with 9 total then.
And
Well,
someone
maybe
help
you
him
want
out?
to save that because an 8 and 9 the same outcome.
Oh, they're the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Could I make it a +10 by marking
You
exhaustion?
could.
Yeah.
Yes, you could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Add a +1 and then another +1 from the hold. Make it a
Right.
10.
So yeah. So actually, if you do spend that, thanks to Road spending +1, that brings it from an 8 to a 10.
Okay, let's do that then.
Nice.
Right on.
Nice. So you take the reins, you start going. It's like the goat is pounding ahead. It starts. You go a little bit to the side. The whole wagon starts careening. Rhodes reaches over and corrects the reins there so that it straightens out. And you guys are rolling along. You got a pretty good head of steam. And then as you're zooming along, you kind of look behind you, and you do see there is some fighting going on in the hills, but also some ice riders have maybe looked back, seen that you guys took the wagon and just jetted off, and they're starting to gallop after you.
Uh-oh.
Bring it on.
So as they're riding after you, then you see something else ahead of you. Let me see. Oxley, I think you probably noticed this first because you're like, a trained combatant. You see there is like a bunch of Sakuran, just infantry conscripts who were like in this, this big charge. Who might have gotten like separated, or maybe they're a patrol. You're not sure, but they have like kind of set up a rough camp in these, in like a little, like further down this this icy road that you guys are rolling along on. You can see they've like set up sort of a rough bivouac. They've got like a little campfire to keep warm. And they're just like sort of like huddled amongst some like fallen logs and some stones there in the snow. And then they're like looking up and seeing that this crazy ornate cart full of food is like careening straight towards them, and they're looking like super surprised and worried as well.
Oh no.
Okay. As we as they're about to like ride by, I'll call out, what I see, and then I'm debating on whether to throw a cheese wheel at them or
Not the cheese.
You do have plenty of cheese in there.
Okay, all right, maybe like a sausage link, like a whole link of them, and see if they'll just frenzy over that versus like chase us.
Is there an opportunity to make a Molotov cocktail in here?
You do have a lot of vodka.
There could be, but also like you guys,
like
probably, Oxley, you know these guys are just like terrified conscripts, like just like you. They also probably don't want to be here.
Toss the poor bastard some sausage and be done with it.
Save the vodka.
Save the vodka.
Okay, you grab some sausage. Whoever throws it to them can make a persuade roll to see what happens.
Alright. Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. I'll give it a whirl.
Okay.
I got 0, so it's like no negatives at least.
Better than.
I'll give you a +1 for the sausage.
Okay.
It's probably the highest any of us have.
I got 3 and 4, so that's 7.
That brings it to an 8.
Okay.
Which is pretty solid. So as you like roll over, the goat slows down a little bit so it doesn't crash in. You see some of them are like moving into the middle of the road to block you, just like holding up their rifles. You hurl down the sausage, and they like, as you come to a stop, and they just like, they're staring at it. They're just like some, raccoon dogs who you can see are like starving just as much as you guys are.
I just yell, "Eat or die," and then ride out.
Okay, so they don't quite. They're looking at the sausage. They're confused. They might need a little more before they let you pass. They are blocking the road, so you can't just go on past them. You could try and run them down, and they'll definitely shoot you. They're going to require a little more convincing, some other like test of faith to show that you're not a threat before they start chowing down on this sausage.
And we will need to use the vodka. Stop drinking down the vodka, Oxley. We need that.
It's just testing it. You can give them this bottle. This bottle is okay to give them.
Okay, you're going to offer them some more vodka? Not more. You're going to throw some vodka at them?
Well, I mean, not throw it at them, just sort of.
Bob it in their direction.
Just hand it off. From one group of poor conscripts to another. None of us want to be here.
Trust me, this goes very well with that. The best pairing we could have right now.
Okay, so you're holding that out. One of these raccoon dogs, like, kind of, he's approaching you. He's like, he has the rifle in his arms. He like reaches over and takes it. He gives it a sniff. That strong like vodka smell makes his whiskers wiggle. Meanwhile, some of the others are like picking up the sausage. He takes it and looks at you, and he gives you a little nod. And then he sort of like he points down the road, and his the other raccoon dogs slip aside.
All right.
tip my hat and sort of thank you very much. And
Okay, so with that, you guys keep on going down the road. A little bit past, you hear some like gunfire as the ice riders reach them, and yeah, thanks to that, like they kind of engage those ice riders and hold them back a little bit and give you guys some more time to escape.
I realize we may have just given some of those soldiers the last meal.
probably the best last meal they could have had.
Yeah, it's better than some of our own soldiers have gotten.
Oh, very true. Okay, so you roll on, the woods grow a little bit deeper, and you're coming out. It's going to be like dawn right now, and you guys sort of come to a crest of the hill, and you reach the main Winter Guard encampment. So, located within sight of one of the Cold Crane Coast's smaller cities is a mass of frayed tents, muddy lean-tos, and rickety makeshift hospitals and mess halls. Steam rises from a dozen campfires as the ragged Winter Guards slump down, work on their guns, and smoke cigarettes. Above it all, snow trickles down from a lightning sky, and the winterborn snowflake banner twists madly in the cruel wind. The center of it, General Pyotr Pasternak sits before a roaring fire and snoozes. The plump white wolf, his uniform weighed down by medals, has led the Winter Guard to defeat after defeat. Now, your fates might be in his paws. So your wagon slows down a little bit. You're rolling kind of down the main muddy street of this encampment. And up like on the side, you spot some of the other animals from your unit. There's like, a few other rats who are unlucky enough to be conscripted. There's like some badgers, some rabbits, maybe a few unlucky wolves and foxes that are just like, you recognize they got the same, soldiers you've seen before. They're just like huddling around some fires, working to keep warm. One of them, a badger, who's kind of like hunched over just from the cold, all like bundled up. He has like numerous scars wrapped all over, so only his nose is poking out. His name is Gregorov. He kind of like comes over. He's another private, and he's just like, "Oh, we thought you were dead, and now you're here with this wagon."
Nobody can kill us. Especially when
Only-
we got roads behind us and Alexei leading us.
Only mostly dead.
Yeah, almost did that.
We're just out here proving the Rat Brigade is the toughest brigade in, well, history. Anywhere, really. Yeah.
Gregorov's like, "Well, you certainly are if you survived. The whole front collapsed. We're preparing for another counterattack. It's probably going to be a disaster. Is that food in there?"
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
you wouldn't
stuff-
happen to share any of it with your old comrades, would you?
I think the officers can make use of this. Obviously. But the officers won't know that if we just sort of take it before we even give it to them, so we'll just say that some of it was lost.
Down your stomachs.
He's like, "Hey, my lips are sealed. I think all our lips are sealed."
Exactly.
Best not to let them see any of it, though.
Yes. Well,
Okay. Oh, Vermikov?
Oh, I was just gonna say, eat it. Just get some guys and eat some quickly.
Yeah, so they sneak out some of this like great cheese, sausage, and of course the vodka out from the back. Pass it around. Everyone gets to have this wonderful food. Like these guys haven't eaten in quite a while, and when they do, you can imagine the kind of stuff that makes it to the mess hall, the rations that are given to the Winter Guard there. So this food is like a welcome change of pace. So as you guys are eating and like you're finally getting some rest around the campfires, more hooves start thundering on the snow. And you guys look up and you see that Major Constantine and the Ice Riders have returned. And Constantine looks super upset. He like gallops right over to you guys, and as he does, he's like waving his paws. A bunch of like Winter Guard elite soldiers, like kind of the Tsar's own infantry, who are like the ones who are going to be manning those firing squads who keep order amongst the conscripts. They like fall into place and start like marching after him. He like dismounts from his goat, kind of shoves it off towards a groom, and as he's like brushing snow off his riding cloak, he's like, those rats, they lied, they stole, they need to face the Tsar's justice.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. We did tell you that that you would face the enemy. Did you not face the enemy?
Well, there was indeed some enemy there, but it was no more than some advanced scouting party that was attracted by some sort of explosion that I don't even know where it came from.
And we don't know where it came from either.
Yeah, we don't know where it came from. We
More
thought that
importantly-
while you were off fighting the good fight, we would take this back for the officers.
Yeah, for the good of the Winterborn.
Exactly.
You just chose for the good of the Winterborn,
Well,
Not
of course.
because- Not because we were hungry and acting in a way that dishonored the Winterborn flag.
Of course not. We brought it back to the camp, did we not?
Here, enjoy this sausage. Take some vodka.
He's like, thank you. Wait.
If
He's patting around his paws and he's like, well, what were you even doing there? I think I know. It was rank cowardice. You
I don't
ran
know,
away
sir.
from the initial attack of the Sakurans instead of staying put and fighting and giving your life for the Tsar. You ran. Cowards! And we know the
Alex.
penalty for that.
We were just
were making
following
attack-
the orders of our sergeant who said we should go after this food.
Yumakov's like,
Exactly.
don't look at me. No, sir. It was not I. They dragged me along with them.
No, sir. It was your superior who told us to come and rescue this cart. Was it not?
He is like, okay, you can tell that like because this their defense failed so badly, they're looking for like scapegoats. You also know that maybe going to a higher authority is the only way to avoid this. But yeah, you're certainly like the the Tsar's guards are like moving around you, getting ready to arrest.
I have a question.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Nolensky.
Yeah, how many other members of the Rat Brigade are there?
I mean, there's like a decent amount in your encampments. It is like it's the rats don't like have their own brigade. I mean, it's not like it's not what's the word, like segregated. Like the rats are kind of mixed in with all the other animals. They're just like treated terribly by the officers and so on, and some of the other soldiers too.
But do we outnumber the officers?
Ooh, probably like sparking a soldier's revolt would end. Well, you could try and like start, I mean, this did happen in Russian history. It did not end well. The 1905 one didn't, which is what was caused by this terrible war. So yeah, you could try and like spark some kind of a revolution, but you do know that if it goes wrong, like you're going to be punished. It's like life imprisonment in the gulag in the frozen north, or the firing squad right there, which is more likely.
We could probably hold on to that idea for use this as future fuel, but for now we can at least appeal to the general, the field marshal. With his.
That sounds like a better plan. Save the revolution for tomorrow.
So, I'm running out of things to say to try and turn this around. So
Okay, so somebody could try and call over to Piotr. He is like, or General Pasternak. He is
Yeah.
snoozing over by the fire in like the center of the camp.
Mind if I give it a whirl?
Yeah, sure.
Do
Oh yes, Oxley, go ahead.
I would say like, and in my sort of normal storytelling thing, like, can you believe this Major General? He goes out on a double whammy. First, he finds your cart. Then, he has the audacity to not only plan to get it back to you, but to hit the enemy in the ass on the way back. He rides off, gives them a pounding, while we sneak this back under enemy lines. We went right by them, all because the Major dreamed up the double play.
Ooh, okay, I like it. Go ahead and roll trick an NPC.
Perfect.
Can we still use that hold of Alexi's that he still
Yeah.
has?
Yeah.
Let
you
me
can
see
still
what
use
you
that.
roll.
Oh crap! I'm gonna need some serious help. That was a 2 and a 2. And I have a -1, so I don't know if that's gonna work.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. It's not gonna work. You do
Unless
get
we
the
all help,
Mm,
maybe.
that could bring it to, if everybody helps, that's +3. So it was a 4, right? Or a
No,
3?
it was a 3
only
total.
3, so it'd be 6.
If everybody
And
helps,
then-
I could bring it
plus
to
my
a 6.
+1.
And +1
Oh.
could bring it to a 7. So you could bring it to a 7 if everybody assists.
Yeah.
Okay.
We doing this?
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Gotta
All
do
right.
this or else
Okay,
we
so
die.
we turned a 3 into a 7.
Rolling on the lie. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, everybody is like chiming in, adding their voices to this. The other soldiers start like, "Oh, what a great story! Some true heroism." All the hubbub wakes up General Pasternak. This like old wolf stumbles up out of his snoozing chair. He like walks over using his sword as a cane. Everybody like salutes. The other soldiers like step aside. He is like, "Oh, what's going on here? Some Constantine, you little fox, why are you bothering these rats?" And he's like, well, now they claim it was some grand plan, sir. Well, they saved it, but I'm not entirely sure. It seems to be a combination of rank cowardice and rodent opportunism. General Pasternak like shoves past him, looks at you guys, and he's like, "Is that really what it was?"
Cowardice. Sir, several of us took mortar fire. Got shot in the face. Look at poor Alexi's face, sir. We've all seen battle in this fight, and we all lived. I don't think you would count survival as cowardice, would you?
Let's look. Show them what you got.
Oh,
Sir, we were told by the Major, or well, no, wait,
You're getting
roll it
kidded.
back, roll it back.
Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah. We were told by our superiors that this cart here that we did bring back was lost, and we were told to bring it back. Well, once we made a tactical retreat from the front lines, and once we found the cart, and brought it back safe and sound, a few minor rations were lost in the. It seemed that some scavengers might have taken it, but other than that, it is full and ready for the officers to have.
Okay. Oxley, I think Verminov was talking about something that you have that might convince him.
oh, okay. I guess I could give that up. Just sort of bring the general's eye off to the side, like, this one. Make sure you keep that for you.
Yes, you're giving him the his special vodka.
Yeah, if it'll win over the conversation.
Okay, yeah, his eyes settle on that, and he's like, "Oh, you saved that for me?
It almost fell out.
Oh, well, that is a little bit of heroism. Give me that. Thank you." He takes a swig and he's like, "Ah, that's the stuff." Well, Constantine, seems to me these rats, in the face of the enemy, salvage some vital battlefield supplies. So no cowardice for them. Instead, they all get medals.
Well,
Yes, you all receive the Winter Cross for bravery. You rats can have those. You like medals, don't you?
Are they made of chocolate? I need to eat.
Well,
Great.
good news. New rations should arrive within the week or so. I'll send some telegrams back and see if we can get some more. But I even have better news. Another offensive.
Oh no.
Yes.
I mean,
eat
oh
well.
yes.
We've got
Of
to
course.
recapture the ground that was lost after we recaptured it last time. We're gonna recapture it once more. So go get some rest, eat. I'll send the medals your way, and prepare for the next offensive. But let these rats and this mole's heroism be an inspiration to you all. Now, please leave me alone. I must go back to sleep. And he putters off to go back to his sleep by the fire with all his staff officers and nobles hurrying behind him. And Major Constantine just like gives you a very confused look. His ears perked up, and he like stumbles away.
I just show my new
Dumakov is
badge
like-
at him.
Oh, what's that?
I just show my new badge at him. Like,
Yeah, it is
yeah.
cool. Dumakov is like, so any chance I could get a medal? Maybe one of you guys could like share.
I mean, share a medal, but there's only one medal to go around per soldier, sergeant.
were you not
put-
were you not
put-
with
put-
us, Sergeant? Did you not get a medal?
No, you guys, I wasn't really in list mentioned in the group.
Oh, I apologize, sir. I did not realize that that was not mentioned. I thought that was implied. I did say
Oh,
that our superiors did say to grab the card, so I
oh, thank you. See, this is why I love rats. They're so generous. He gives you like a fond pat, and then he starts hurrying off to try and get a medal for himself. All you guys return to huddling around the campfire, getting a little bit of rest as everybody starts getting ready for the new offensive on the morrow.
I also
so
planning
ba-
to
Yeah.
mutiny.
Yeah.
Yes, while Malinsky starts planning mutiny. Awesome.
yeah, so-
And that is, that's the plot of the course, the battleship Potemkin.
I
Have
think
you ever
Nick
seen-
was trying to
Yeah.
say something.
No, I was just gonna flavor it because I do have that flask. So basically, while we're relaxing, I pull out an old flask that I always have around with me and sort of share it around with everyone. So it technically has a tag that if I share it, I mark where with the group, and everyone would who shared it would get rid of all their exhaustion.
Oh, nice. Yes. All right, all exhaustion is gone. Yeah, we are kind of the end of the game here. Before we do the experience, we can take care of the experience too. But let me, as well as we're doing that, let me ask you, what do you think happens to your character like after the war? Thankfully, this is a pretty short war. It only lasts for like 2 years before the total defeat of the Winter Guard. And then, of course, there's revolution convulses the Dominion. Not a successful one, but a preview for the successful one that's coming a couple years later, after I don't know the whatever World War I equivalent is in this world. Which, who knows? Could be another very terrifying one shot. Or maybe they like sneak away and make it to the Westlands, which is the United States equivalent as the subject of the book ended up doing. Very, very thankfully, got to get out of there. Yeah. So, what do you think happens to your characters, and as well as you get any level ups, just in case we do happen to revisit these guys? Let's start. We'll kind of go the opposite way we did the connections. Let's start with Nick. Do we get any feel any drives, and what happens to him afterwards?
Well, I forgot to say it because I do have the protection drive, so I don't know. We didn't really solidify who my ward was. But I do have the ambition, which I don't know if I increased reputation with any faction.
Ooh, I mean, you did something nice for the Cold Crane Coast peasants, so
Mhm.
I think that's okay. You can take an advancement on that one.
All right.
And also the Winter Guard, you guys gave them all food, so like that's definitely an advancement.
Okay.
Increased reputation there. They like you, and you got
Okay.
medals.
Could I say like that I mark a reputation with them, or
Sure.
both of them, or just the one?
Yeah, you take the both, and you get the
Okay.
advancement there.
All right, cool. And then for the protection, it does say that I need to name a ward, and I advance when I protect them from significant danger or when time passes and your ward is safe. So we didn't really solidify that.
Right. Okay. All right. Next time I'll make sure we have that taken care of.
Mhm.
All right. And then, so what do you think happens to Rhodes Merid after this war is over?
Well, Rhodes continues to be sort of the medic of the guard, or at least a medic of the guard, and I think after the war he goes and finds a new place to rebuild his old clinic, and just goes from there.
Ooh, very cool. Kind of settles down, becomes like the neighborhood doctor.
Mhm.
Oh, I like it. All right. How about Malensky?
Well, after the war, I'm pretty sure Malensky would just try to find a way back home. Maybe try to figure out why this curse of always being conscripted against their will keeps happening to his family. Because he knows any
Oh.
children or grandchildren he has is probably going to get conscripted into any future wars, maybe a future revolution if it happens.
Oh man. Well, we'll check back on the Malinsky family perhaps in a future one shot.
Mhm.
Yeah. Did we get any drives fulfilled from Malinsky?
In drives, I have 2 drives. Justice. Advance when you achieve justice for someone wronged by a powerful, wealthy, or high-status individual.
I think you got that one. You achieve justice for your friends and yourself against Major Constantine.
Yeah, and we even got medals out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
And then discovery. Advance when you encounter a new wonder or ruin in the force.
I don't know if we got that one.
They're not exactly new, they're just ruined.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're going for that one there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
one
just one.
advancement. All right, super cool. Oxley.
Let's see. I would say that Oxley, no longer conscripted, would try to do some more mercenary work along the way to find a warmer climate, and then try to, if he can make enough, to get a small spot somewhere, like find a partner and maybe settle in if possible. Be like the heavy lifter, the hard worker around the place. You know, let the other person be like maybe the more clever one or something. But yeah.
Oh, it's very nice. What about, you get any advancements for Oxley?
Let's see, I don't know.
So it's the
Right, I got-
drives.
We
Yeah.
got chaos, advance when you topple a tyrannical or dangerously overbearing figure or order. And I have greed, advance when you secure a serious payday or treasure.
Ooh.
But that was returned, and I don't think we toppled a tyrannical.
I would say you get the greed one because you got that good food and you gave it to your fellow soldiers.
Okay.
So yeah, that you got the one for greed. So yes, one advancement. All right, and I love that ending that Oxley finally gets to settle down. Okay, how about Alexei Verminov?
Okay, so I think Alexei is going to finally be able to, wants to finally escape from the constant war, and will move to this world's equivalent of France, and then maybe try his hand at being a chef. and maybe, help other rats to open their own restaurant, and then I don't know, maybe they convince like a food critic that they're good, and then they get a 5-star rating and live a very nice life, settle down without war.
Oh, wonderful. Leaving the war, embrace the culinary arts. Every rat's dream. What do you make any advancements for your drives this game?
I think I get one, because Greed said advance when you secure a serious payday or treasure.
That's true. You get greed.
I feel like that works. The other one was Chaos, which was advance when you topple a tyrannical or dangerously overbearing figure or order, but I don't think we got there yet.
Yeah, not quite. But you get the one for greed. All right, very good. So that brings this episode to a close. Next week, the 30th, after the Thanksgiving break's over, we are back with another of the main Dark Forest game. We're back in Katzenberg. It's party time, and we'll see how all these big city schemes go down. Just got to got to do final shout out. Accidental Anarchist. A lot of the events that you guys felt with are like real things that are mentioned that the author of these memoirs had to deal with. So, I mean, of course, I fictionalized them and made all the characters little cute animals. But yeah, a lot of the situations and scenarios are stuff that were real. So, yeah, the Russo-Japanese War, it's bad. It was a bad war. Yeah. And yeah, that brings this episode to a close.
Sweet. Thanks, Michael. Seriously, it makes it a little bit more palatable when it comes to it's happening to small animals, I guess. I don't know.
A little, yeah.
You're just like, oh, cute little animals. But you think of the actual social structure and what was going on. I was like, that's horrid. But I love this. Love seeing your inspiration on the stories that you tell. That makes this such a higher level of story, because we know that you're a writer and we know that you do such amazing things when it comes to the history, but not making it so. You make your stories more palatable to everyone, to where they can actually get the message without having to hear about the horrific incidences, and I love that about your storytelling. So thank you. No, I really, really do. And thank you so much, guys, for playing. Thank you so much, Dallas and Austin, for being part of this. It means a lot to see your guys' faces again.
Oh, big thanks to our special guest stars. Please come back, join us anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah, just let us know when you want to be on or not, or just hang out and watch or whatever. And speaking of that, thank you so much for Gray Mouse again. Being inside the chat and hanging out with us. And of course, one of our players, Kat, was in there hanging out also. So it was very, very nice to see some discussion happening in there. And don't be mistaken, the great Vizandu that's in there, that's Marvin. So I'm calling you out right now. If he's chatting in there, that's Marvin.
I'm trying to chat more on Twitch.
You've been exposed.
I want to make an effort to chat.
Yeah, but you could have said some really silly things, and I called you out, dude.
I was playing the game.
No, that was awesome. I thought it was really cool to see you guys chatting in there. So thank you so much again. Thank you so much for watching. This is going to be on VOD. Also, especially when you go to YouTube, youtube.com/time-to-tabletop. You'll see us over there, and it's all free. We don't put this out for people to subscribe and those. This is for entertainment purposes. So thank you so much for being here. That's probably the 8th time I think I said it. But until next week, when we get back onto it's our second episode of Series 4 is next week, right? We're going to return to Katzenberg. So until then, make sure to pull up a chair and make time to tabletop. Thank you so much, guys. This means a lot. We'll see you very soon.
Good night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show in the past, present, and future.